Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Join us today from the Department of Aid, Trade, Consumer Protection. It's Michael. He's back and he's ready to rock our socks with some great information. Michael, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks, Jeremy.
I almost called you Mike, but I'm calling you Michael. Until you're my friend, then we'll decide what I call you from there, okay?
Deal.
At your discretion, of course. Today we're talking about, and I like this title, New Twist on Familiar Scam, Utility Scam Calls. This is interesting. I will give that, but leave it to you guys to spot it and shut it down. Well, or at least tell you about it for sure. So tell us what this utility scam is all about.
So this one's a little bit new to the traditional utility scam, in which the callers would threaten to disconnect services or say they had an overdue bill that was going to result in some type of creditor or collection agency and demand payment over the phone. And then therein, of course, getting the financial information. The twist on this one is they're taking a different approach, and it's more of an opportunity to get money back. And how they're doing that is in the form of a rebate. And they're calling and saying, hey, look, if you pay a certain percentage of your bill or pay ahead, you'll qualify for this rebate. Therein getting the money the same way they were getting it before.
Well, of course, there is the too good to be true, too good to be true aspect. They're calling you, they're reaching out to you and telling you something about a great deal. And yeah, it's got red flags all over it for sure, but very catchy indeed. So local utility companies, are they calling people and disconnecting people like this?
No, they're not. And that's the key that we try to tell everyone is, now I will say, if you are, very delinquent, there may be a company that calls and expresses, but they're not going to be using the demanding language that you typically see in these scams. And in this particular one, they're not going to be calling out, requiring you to make a payment in order to qualify for a rebate. That's going to happen regardless.
And just overall, simple scam things that we should always look for would be, especially in utility scams, because utility scams have hit Wisconsin pretty hard, actually. So what are some things just overall we can look for to spot some of these scams?
Well, the one thing you want to look for is just ask a couple questions. This is the easiest way, is if you want to stay on the call and you want to question it, ask a few things to get some information about what the rebate is, where it's coming from, how long it's being offered for, when does it expire, things that the scammer may not be prepared to answer. And the other one that I would encourage everyone is thank them for the information, hang up, and then call the utility company directly and ask them if there is a true rebate program and who qualifies for it. And if there is, how do you go about it? But don't make that payment or subscribe to that offer on a call that was solicited to you.
What are the other, and if you don't know this, I apologize, put you on the spot here, but what are some of the other unique utility scams that you guys have picked up on? Is it just generally calling and threatening and that sort of thing, or what are some that you've picked up on?
The most common is just that it is the threaten to disconnect if you don't pay your bill, regardless of whether you have a bill or not. Another one that's a little bit different, and we haven't seen it too much, but it is calling and saying that you've made an overpayment, and then they're offering to send that money back to you. So this is typical of your overpayment check scams that we see here and there. We did see it this month with utilities, and they're saying, look, you, instead of putting a credit on your account, we'll send you the money back to your bank account. Just give that routing information, which of course is a red flag you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's not good indeed. So if we've gone down the path, and we think we've given some information away now, what would you suggest the first step would be to start the recovery process?
So if you think that you have been a victim of identity theft, first thing is you can certainly give us a call at 800-422-7128. We have an identity theft team that will assist you with that process and how you can help out with some of those accounts, recover some of the other damage that was done. And then I would also just check on our website on some tips on how to freeze your credit and to make sure you're getting some credit reports to see if anything nefarious was done.
And DATCP, what can you guys do as an organization in helping a victim in this circumstance?
So what we do is we try to liaison between the victim and the banks and some other businesses or any other areas where that identity was used and it created a problem. The one thing we do encourage all victims to do is file a police report and get a copy of that. And we don't need that, but it's very helpful in our efforts to liaison between the banks because often they ask for that. So if we can get that up front from the victim, we'll use that as one of our tools to mediate on their behalf.
Why is it so important to report these? Do you guys get a lot of reports? And if not, why should we report this to you?
Well, the most important reason is so that we can have awareness of the trends that are going on out there, so that we have opportunities like this to share the message on new, unique twists to them. But then also it helps us identify what resources we need, whether we have them now or that we need in the future, to put those in place for future victims, because unfortunately, there's always going to be future victims.
I was going to say, it just seems like it's a never ending battle, but you can take steps each and every day. And one more time, Michael, for people who want to learn more information or report something, how can they do so?
So the first one, of course, go to our website, which is datcp.wi.gov. We have a library of resources on how to prevent being a victim of identity theft, and then the steps you can take afterwards. Or if you prefer to talk to someone, they're all live agents, give us a call at 800-422-7128.
All right, Michael, it is very interesting concept here, but we're going to stop these fraudsters every single day by using our knowledge and protect ourselves. Thank you so much for your help. Stay safe out there, and we'll check in with you real soon.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate the opportunity. Take care.
You betcha. Check out DATCP's website for more information, and please report this stuff so we can report it to you to stay protected. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.